I'm uh, I'm currently in Bara'a's house now. Bara'a actually sent me a message at 5:40 a.m. after he collected himself after what happened to him. He told me, Hamza, please be careful. I was severely beaten after trying to call you to meet you. I'm not sure whether it was before that or after it, with a little bit. His mom actually called me and told me about the whole episode. So, without further ado, this is our newly founded hero. Bara, if you tell me what happened.
It was around 10 p.m.
Mhm.
I was walking the street when I was heading to meet you. A guy just was walking in the street and he was calling me. He was shouting for me to stop. I just ignored him and kept going. He ran towards me. I felt that the place is somehow safe because it's in Hadda Street. The central security soldiers are all over the place. He came towards me and asked me, "Hey you, why you didn't hear me?" and started pulling me. We started we started struggling, me and him. And I was looking towards the soldiers and thinking of that they would come now to stop the fight. They just kept on moving and acting normally, like there's nothing going on. After that, a group of armed people came, pulled me from the back, put me in the back seat of a car. They put me actually in the floor of the back seat. And the moment I was inside the car, they covered my face with a bag and started beating me on my back until they felt that they totally tied me up. They moved on. The car kept moving on. The first half an hour or an hour I was totally shocked. I lost count of time. I even didn't know where exactly. I couldn't feel where we were going. Are we heading? Did we move right or left? After 1 hour, I started feeling that I'm starting to realize what's going on. The car stopped. Those people just went out of the car. I'm not sure if all of them went out of the car, but I'm pretty sure that the car was so crowded and a lot of them went out of the car. One of them then came into the car and started twisting my arm to the back. And he twisted it until the moment I feel like it's gonna get broken. And then he left it. After another 15 minutes, he comes again and do the same thing again and again. When we stay in the place for around maybe 30 minutes, the car moves on again. What happens again, then they stop. I think it's the same guy because I can feel his hand and I can feel he's doing the same thing again. He twists my arm again for another 15 minutes. He comes back and do the same thing. The last hour, the last 3 or 4 times he did that, I couldn't feel my left arm anymore. We kept on going.
How many episodes of that did happen?
We stopped around 6 times, but every time I tried to realize what's going on. I tried to listen what they were talking about. The only thing I heard that this is the guy who was writing on the internet. This is the guy writing on the internet. I couldn't recall anything. I can hear their voices, but it wasn't so clear. They just kept going. They went out of the car and moved a couple of steps, and then talked. I can barely hear their voices. We
Did they talk to you during the whole episode?
they never talked to me, only at the really end when they dropped me. It was around 4 a.m. in the morning. One of them came and whispered in my ear and said, "We're coming back for you." Before that, they never talked. I was surprised that they took my wallet and my phones, but they get them back to me. They didn't take anything. They even didn't ask me anything, or even told me like stop what you're doing or anything. The car just kept moving. I was surprised when we went back that they dropped me back to exactly the same point where they took me from. Back then, even when they dropped me, then the central security soldiers were there. They saw a strange car stopping at the area
Without a plate or nothing?
without a plate, dropping a guy and just not doing anything. They just let those guys go on. I moved on. I was able to walk. I took a taxi and got home. After that, I reached home. I sent you the message. I sent all my friends the message, and I went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, the doctor told me there are no arms or any bones broken. He told me the guy who was twisting your arm is a professional who knew what he was doing.
During this whole thing, what were you thinking? What was going on in your head?
The first I would say the first 30 minutes or to 60 minutes, I literally cannot remember anything from that hour. But after that, many thoughts came into my mind. Like, what are they gonna do now? Where exactly am I going? Actually, I first thought of my fiance.
Okay.
I thought of whom are they coming next, and what exactly are we gonna do now? So it was a mixed
Were you
feelings.
concerned for your life? You said, okay, those guys are going to kill me.
At the beginning, yeah, I was so much concerned about my life. But as time moved on, I really started to get pissed off. And I felt like I'm so angry. And
I like anger.
I'm not gonna show them that I'm scared. Yeah. Especially at the end when he was twisting my arm. I even didn't show him that I'm scared or even I'm getting hurt.
Did you happen to reach human rights organizations? Did you contact a lawyer?
Yeah, two human rights organizations contacted me right after the incident. They came to see me in the hospital. They registered the case. They asked me about all the details and what happened exactly. I also spoke to a lawyer. I'm not sure how far that will go, but I mean it's important to register it anyway.
Okay. We're very proud of you. Stay
you.
safe.
Thank you.
What does your family think about this? How do they feel about it?
Well, my family got scared at the beginning, but I remember my mom telling me the first thing she told me when I reached home, that listen son, freedom has a price, and that's the price you're paying.